Okay, so I kind of want to get back into our coverage over the dawn of DC. Now, like I said a few videos ago, even though we now have the new All In initiative with DC Comics, I still want to cover some dawn of DC stuff that lead into the whole All In initiative that DC has started. And so, with that being said, we're going to continue our coverage over the whole Dawn of DC Batman and Robin series. You see, when it came to the dawn of DC for Batman and Robin, it was one of the goals that DC had where it's like, hey, let's bring back the dynamic duo of Batman and Robin, that father and son combo between Bruce Wayne and Damian Wayne. Because after you had Alfred be killed off a while back, the two characters were unable to see eye to eye with one another. They're always kind of away from each other for so many different reasons, but the main one was Alfred's death. It really did bother Damian and also bother Bruce Wayne as well. But when it came to the dawn of DC, the main goal was to, hey, listen, let's bring back things fans loved and let's try new things that fans might love. And so for Dawn of DC, it was like, hey, listen, I'm pretty sure some people out there love the idea of seeing Batman with Robin, but also with his son, Damian Wayne. Now, we had Batman with Tim Drake, and honestly, there were some fans out there who love the idea of seeing Batman with Tim Drake. But again, you still had some fans out there who love the idea of Batman being with Damian Wayne, his son, that father and son combo. And so they had to bring the two characters back together. Now, for the Batman and Robin series in the Dawn of DC, it was the two characters working together to bring down a character known as Man-Bat. Now, for Man-Bat, over the years in DC Comics, you had DC try so many different things to hopefully make the character a better person or a better character to be used in different comics besides Batman. Like, for example, he was part of the Justice League Dark Team that was being led by Wonder Woman. But again, that was in the past. Now, for Man-Bat, he had died, but had recently came back to life. But here's the catch. He's now completely different. His main goal right now is to kill off Batman, but he does have an actual reason to kill off Batman because he believes that Batman has stolen the symbol of Gotham City, the whole idea of the bat symbol, because he believes that he was destined to be the hero of Gotham City because he is Man-Bat, and that symbol belonged to Gotham and him. And so it's now time for him to get rid of Batman so that he can be the hero the city deserves. Now, in our last video, we saw that Man-Bat was able to, well, kidnap Batman. Now, he told Batman that he's going to show him what he is trying to achieve, his overall goal with the whole idea of trying to be the hero that Gotham deserves. And so, as we dive into issue number 9, the first chapter for today's video, we pick up with Batman still being a hostage for Man-Bat. Now, again, for Man-Bat, he's trying to say that after he had came back to life, he had evolved. He had changed. Now, by the end of this storyline, we're going to get a better idea of what he meant by that statement. But for Man-Bat, he said over the years, he would just be there listening to the other villains of Batman talk about the character in so many different ways. Like, for example, the whole idea that Batman has a bat cave. And so you have Man-Bat is showing us that he now also has a bat cave as well. Now, also in our last video, we saw that Man-Bat had given one of his cult members a new kind of drug that he is testing out. That's right, guys. For Man-Bat, he has a cult following him. They believe in everything he believes in. The cult of the Man-Bat. Now, like I said, in our last video, he gave one of his followers a new kind of drug and told that follower, like, hey, listen, this drug will give you the ability to be stronger. It was a flat out lie. It was some new kind of poison that he was testing out and killed that person off. And so for Batman, he's kind of like, what are you trying to achieve? You have people that truly believe in you. They are truly following you. And now you're killing them off with your new type of drugs. But for Man-Bat, it's all like, listen, I have a goal to achieve and I will achieve that goal. Now, I want to transition over to Damian Wayne because for Damian, he's still trying his best to attend school. You see, in the earlier parts of this series, for Bruce Wayne, he was trying his best to reconnect with his son. But at the same time, he wants to make sure that his son has the ability to have a normal life, to go to school, make friends. And so for Damian Wayne, he has to attend school. Now, at first, he hated the idea of going to school, but then he realized there's something wrong with the Principal Stone. And the reason why, because he recognized her as Mistress Harsh. Now, Mistress Harsh was his old instructor when he was being trained by the League of Assassins. Now, she was fired for basically treating Damian wrong in the eyes of Talia al Ghul. And so for Damian, he had believed that she had died back then. But in reality, she did not die. She survived and she became principal at this school. But he's trying to prove that it is her. Now, at the same time, though, for Damian Wayne, he's also with Flatline. Now, Flatline is a character we had talked about before. You see, for Flatline, she's one of those characters that came very close to Robin in his own solo series a couple years ago. But she is the sidekick for another character known as Lord Deathman, who is a crime lord over in Japan. But either way, when it came to Damian's last Robin series, these two characters were able to build a bond with one another. Now, she came to Gotham for two reasons. The first, her missing sister had reappeared in Gotham, but also because she has the spirit of Ra's al Ghul following her. Now, she did not tell Damian the whole idea of Ra's al Ghul's spirit following her, but she did get help from Damian to find her missing sister. But again, she also has a crush on Damian and wants to help him out. And so right now, they're trying their best to prove that Miss Stone is actually his old instructor. Now, for Damian and also Flatline, they were able to start a food fight in the cafeteria. Now, with them doing that, they get detention. And that gives Damian and Flatline just good enough amount of time alone with Principal Stone to officially pull the truth out of her. Now, we do learn here that for Miss Stone, after she was let go by the League of Assassins for not being a good instructor for Damian, she came over here to be a principal. It's more easier to have people fall in line with her ideas, with her rules. Now, once you have Damian being able to pull the truth out of her, we do learn that all the different bullies we saw in the earlier story arcs are kind of like her lackeys at the school. But either way, you do have Damian and also Flatline being able to take down all the bullies that easily. Now, for Miss Stone here, she's also taken out by another character, and that would be Miss Hall. Now, in the earlier parts of this series, we met Miss Hall a few times, and at first, it kind of seemed like Miss Hall was just a teacher who truly cared for Damian Wayne like a good teacher is supposed to. But kind of find out that really Miss Hall is actually Shush. Now, Shush was a new character created in this storyline, and at first we were kind of left to believe in the possibility that she has some major connection to the original character, Hush, like maybe his long-lost daughter. Now, we do learn here, no, she is not the daughter of Hush at all. You see, for Miss Hall, right after she had finished medical school, she had found a mentor, and that mentor was no other than Thomas Elliot. Now, for Thomas Elliot, he was Hush, and so over the years, while he was still trying to show her all the different things she could possibly do in a operation room, he was also training her how to fight as well. But also, when it came to Miss Hall, because she had built that bond with Thomas Elliot, when he would just disappear to go out there to be Hush to hopefully bring down Batman, she would try her best to cover for him. Unfortunately, when Batman had taken Hush down, it was revealed to be Thomas Elliot. It also got back to her because they realized that she was covering for him every single time he was out there fighting against Batman. And so she lost her license and she had no choice but to become a teacher. Now, she blames Batman for the fact that she had lost her job, that Thomas Elliot had lost his job as well. And so that is why she became Shush and she wanted to kill off the Batman. But once you had Batman in our last video save her life from the hands of Man-Bat, she realized that Bruce Wayne is not truly a bad person at all. And so now she wants to help Robin and Flatline be able to hopefully find Batman and save his life. For Robin, he was able to find the old base that belonged to, well, Man-Bat in the earlier parts of our videos when it came to this series. Now, with Robin, he also finds an old map that was left behind. Now, in our earlier videos when it came to Batman and Robin, Batman found the same map as well, but he had no idea what the map even meant. And so for Robin, he was able to realize what the map truly meant. It's the flight pattern of the bats in Gotham City. And so for Damian, he was able to realize that Man-Bat has a new type of poison to pass out to all the people of Gotham City by using the bats. Now, here's the catch, because once you have Robin being able to locate Batman and Man-Bat, it kind of seems like at first that's going to be just Robin trying his best to take down Man-Bat. And the reason why, because Batman is still trying to recover from whatever Man-Bat had did to him while Batman was, well, Man-Bat's hostage. But as we dive into the second chapter, we do pick up with Robin fighting against the different members of the cult of the Man-Bat. Now, once you have Robin being able to take down the different members of the cult, and you also have Batman being able to get away from Man-Bat, you have the two characters realize that they're going to have to work together to save Gotham City, but to also take down Batman. It brings back the whole idea of they are the dynamic duo. They're going to have to work together to accomplish the goal, to save Gotham. So you have Robin trying his best to find a way to stop the bats before they're able to spread the poison of Man-Bat across Gotham City, killing off many people. While you have Batman try to refocus and be able to bring down Man-Bat once and for all. But now we have to transition over to Flatline and Shush. Now for Flatline, she had taken Shush over to a nearby hospital. And the reason why, because in our last video, you had Shush team up with Batman to try to bring down Man-Bat and his cult. But she got severely injured by Man-Bat. And so with that injury, it's now catching up to her. And so Flatline had no choice but to go ahead and take her to a nearby hospital. Now with that being said, when it comes to Shush, she tells Flatline that she has a way to help Robin and Batman stop the bats, but to also stop Man-Bat. And so we see her hand Flatline something very important that could help our heroes save the day. Now, I want to transition back over to Batman, who's trying to bring down Man-Bat. And here's the reason why. Because while you have the two characters fighting against each other, it leads to the whole idea of what's going on with Man-Bat. And let me explain. So over the years, when it came to Man-Bat, at first, he was just a regular scientist, better known as Kirk Langstrom. Now, when it came to Kirk Langstrom, he was working on some kind of serum that turned him into a Man-Bat. Now, here's the thing. When it came to Man-Bat and also Kirk Langstrom, it was like two different personas in one body. So he would never know what he did when he was Man-Bat. But now it's Batman, also Man-Bat, kind of hinting at the idea that this new version of Man-Bat is a new persona. It's kind of like the Hulk, where you had the regular Savage Hulk, you have Bruce Banner, and then you have Grey Hulk. It's three different characters in one particular body. And so for Man-Bat, this darker version of Man-Bat is a whole brand new persona. and giving Batman one heck of a challenge. But this is where you had the story kind of begin to wind down very fast and begin to move forward to the next storyline that you have the series want to tell us, which is that it's going to be Batman and Robin going after a different character. But before we see that happen, we do see that Flatline does arrive to give Robin the device that could possibly help them bring down Man-Bat and all the bats. And matter of fact, it's a gun. Now, this gun is going to hit Man-Bat with the same kind of poison or same kind of chemicals that is going to attract the bats over to him, and they begin to bite away at Man-Bat. Now, you would think like, okay, the toxins in the bat's bites should possibly kill him off. No, instead, it turns him right back into his regular human form, Kirk Langstrom. Now, like I said, for Kirk, he has no idea what happens when he turns into Man-Bat or this new persona. And so for him, he's kind of like, Batman, what in the world did I do? Now for Robin, he does freeze all the bats to hopefully find a way to cure them as well. But the day is saved now, our two heroes being able to bring down Man-Bat. But like I said, the story does begin to wind down very fast here because once you have our heroes being able to take down Man-Bat, it leads into the whole idea of where you have Principal Stone being arrested and all the different bullies who were her lackeys also being taken away as well. So the school is now going to be completely reformed. But on top of that, you have Langstrom being able to find a way to cure all the bats as well. But for Batman, he kind of realized that over the years, he only knew of two personas in the mind of Langstrom, Kirk Langstrom and Man-Bat. But it now seems like he could have others in there that are just locked away. And so now it's Batman saying, I have to work with Man-Bat to hopefully figure out what in the world is going on with his body. Now, this leads into Flatline being removed from the series for the time being. And the reason why, because she wants to protect Damian from herself, but also from the spirit of Ra's al Ghul. Now, she has not told Damian at all about the whole idea that she has the ghost of Ra's al Ghul following him for a special type of reason. But either way, she does say goodbye to Robin. And before he's able to get the answer that he's looking for, like, hey, why are you in Gotham besides for your sister? Did you come here for me? She dips out, and we see her talk to the ghost of Ra's al Ghul to say, hey, listen, I have to protect him from you. Like, that kid deserves to be well protected and have a good life. But you do see Batman and Robin being able to go back home, and then you see Batman had made dinner for Robin and him, which honestly is a huge thing for me. Like, yes, I know in the past we have seen Batman like make dinner for Robin or different members of the family, but it's really more special now because it's Bruce Wayne realizing that he does not have Alfred around to be that one to make dinner for him, to make lunch or breakfast. That is up to him to now make breakfast, dinner, and lunch for himself, but also for his children. Again, for me, it's kind of like it's Bruce Wayne realizing that he has to do more to be that father that Damian wants and Damian needs. Now, with all that being said, you didn't have our two heroes be confronted by Goliath, the good old pet I call for Damian Wayne, which I always love Goliath. But for Goliath, he has a message for Robin. And that would be Maya. Now, Maya Ducard is better known as Nobody. Now, when it comes to Maya, she has a very close bond with Damian Wayne. Now, with these two characters, when it came to Robin, he kind of gave her a mission, right? And it was to investigate the death of a certain person. Now, this is a callback to another point in time in DC Comics called The Infinite Frontier. And I want to say it was The Infinite Frontier, where you had DC trying to relaunch once again and try to bring fans back into their comics. Either way, when it came to The Infinite Frontier, one of the things that happened was Arkham Asylum was just blown up. And so we're kind of left to believe at first that certain people who were in there had died, like Bane. And so for Maya, she tried her best to investigate the death of Bane because for Robin and her, they didn't believe he had truly died. And so now it's her saying like, hey, I found him. I found Bane. Bane, who is responsible for the death of Alfred. And so now it's kind of like, hey, Dad, Bruce Wayne. We got to go. We got to find him right now and bring Bane in. And so now it seems like we're going to see Batman and Robin go over to Dinosaur Island to bring Bane in. And this is where we're going to end today's comic book video. So please leave me a like down below and subscribe. But guys, I will see y'all in the next comic book video. Later.